Right, so what I wanted to do today was try and get this bit of the headstock out. That's the last bit to come out. Now this is full of ball bearings. Just got the 18 in there. They're liable to fall all over the floor. So what I did was somehow, cable's in the way, I was going to hold a tray or something underneath and see if I could catch them as I go, but I've got to snip this. Good job I had it there. Can you see them falling out? There they go. I don't know if they're all out or not. Looks like they are. Well, that was easier than I thought. Let's just flick them out. Right, that's them all out by the look of it. Right, and there's the tree. 3, 6, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 ball bearings all in the bottom of the tray there. So perfect. So now what I've got to do is take that out the way and the other tree that I took out, and then get the other tree and put it back in, making sure I don't get them muddled up so I don't put back in what I've just taken out. We've got to clean all of the grease out of there, all of the grease out of there, get the new bearings, grease them all up, put them all in and get this assembled back together. I've never looked down inside here before, not that you can see much. Oh well, right, on we go. Switching on to my workbench now. This is the top of the old headstock, and these are the handlebar risers that hold the bars in. So what we've got to do is take these off and transplant them to the new headstock. Now as I turn that, this is twisting, so what I need is a large adjustable spanner to hold this and then push against this. Now I'm not seeing my large adjustable spanner anywhere. Hold on. It's not ideal. I'll have to use these pipe wrenches just to see if I can grip them. Stop them moving. Oh God. And that ain't moving at all. I've got to be careful because that's only aluminium. I don't want to break it. Right, hang on, let's have a look round. So with a combination of my adjustable spanner and some extreme violence, I managed to have got it under. No, I'm only joking, I did it carefully. So what I've done is I've put the adjustable spanner onto this flat part on here and locked it tight, and then I gently tapped on here whilst holding that, and it moved, so we can actually get that one undone. So like so, I put some WD on the threads just to lubricate it up as we go. So I won't show you the whole of me undoing this because it would just be boring. So let me get this one out. I'll show you what's inside. It's always good when you're taking something apart to film it, because then you can see how it then goes back together. So we've got the nut comes off first, and we've got a spring-loaded washer, large flat washer with the captive bit against the rubber to go over the top of it. And that's come out with its little domed bit inside, and then left the other one inside there. They're actually in pretty good condition inside. There's a bit perishing on the top. That's not too bad. That's that one. tiny bit of rust on there, but apart from that, that one's done. So I'll show you what I did for the other one, and you can see. So there's the flat across there, which is purposely made for getting an adjustable spanner on, like so. And then all I did was hold it there. The ring spanner's a 14mm. You put that on there like so, and then you cannot see, but hang on. So when you're holding it and you've got it all nicely locked down, put your ring spanner on, and then just, and it's gone. As you can see, nice and loose. So I'm just going to take that off of there now. Get that off exactly the same as what I did for the other one, which is all sitting there. So that goes onto there, goes through onto that, onto that, onto that, and onto that. And there's your components. Right, let me get this one disassembled, and then we'll do the reverse and fit them into the new one. So there's the old one, all completely disassembled now. So we're going to swap that, get the new one, start to put this back together. Well, I've just put the other one on the top, and it looks the same size, so I'm hoping this is a blimmin' S1C one, because it's not, I'm not capable of returning it, because I've had it for years. So that goes on there, that goes down through there, that goes on there, cap over the top, one spring loaded washer, one nut. One side done. A lot quicker putting it back together than it is taking it apart. Okay. Put that one into there. There. Another plug. Cap out the top. That. And that. There you have it. Right, tighten these up, and we get on with fitting the bearings. This one's actually in slightly better condition than my other one. Right, I've got the ball bearings that I brought here from Flea Bay, so we can bang those in, but the first thing I wanted to do was double check the size of them against wherever I put the pot. That was down here, with the other ones in that we took out. Yeah. They look to be a similar size, so that's good. Right, and we'll clean those up and put them in the bag with the other ones. Then we've got some spares, if we ever need them, which we probably won't, so whoever has the bike next can have those. So that's all cleaned out now as the channel for the bearings to sit in. There's 19 that go in, not 18 as I keep saying. I don't know why that is. But the first thing I've got to do this evening is crane my neck and clean all the grease out of this little cup. Goes up in here, so when we push the bearings up in, they got all new grease going up in there as well. Clean the bottom one up there. There's the top one there. That's probably the first time that chrome has seen daylight since it came out of the factory. I think originally it had a gold frame on it as well, by the looks of it. That's probably the original colour under there, because I didn't spray it gold. So yeah. Right, let's get these bearings in. I'm just going to look around. Ah, there's a pot of grease over there. You probably can't see it, but it's just down in there. I've been looking for that. So I've propped this up so it's fairly level on the end of this spanner here. And then what my plan is, I'm going to put a bead of grease all the way around here. Drop the ball bearings into the bead of grease, being very liberal with the grease so they stick. Then put a tiny bit around the top. Try and put a bit all the way up the stem of this. And then we're going to plop it in, leaving the top open, and I'm going to cable tie it on like I did before, and then we can do the same thing with the top and get that all greased up. Whether that's going to work or not, I don't know. Right, let's get grease in this and putting the bearings in. I'm using CV lithium moly grease, because basically that's what I've got. So let's start getting some of this in here. As I say, we really want to pack it in because we want it to hold the ball bearings in. So just be really chunky with it. I'm just using a barbecue skewer, just basically because it's wood and I can seem to get a lot of grease packs on it. That's going off nicely around the corner there, and packing well. You see lots of videos on there of these motorcycle vloggers, but half of them don't even seem to know anything about motorbikes, which always strikes me as a bit odd. You know, if it's your motorbike, get to know it inside out. Then when you're out, if anything goes wrong, you can repair it. But today it just seems the mentality is chuck it in the garage, and whatever they tell you, they're the experts, they're always right. And I've seen videos which I have commented on where they've been told they need new engines and God knows what, and it's more than apparent that whoever's told them that hasn't got a clue what they're telling them, because basically they can't be asked to do the repair. What they want is just simple high volume turnover repairs. They don't want anything that's going to take a bit of time to do, because while they're working on that, they're not getting the throughput, and that means potentially today's bikers end up with someone telling them it's crap, and then they go, oh, you know, I'll put it in the garage and the mechanic said the engine's knackered, and people accept it and run with it. Whereas if you have a bit of knowledge about your bike, then you know they're telling you a complete load of, well, I'll use the word twaddle. But yeah, it's a bit worrying. Right, that looks pretty good. So we've now got to start dropping the ball bearings in. I'm already getting covered in grease and only put one in. There's 19 to go round. This is if I manage to get all of these on without any falling out, it'll be a miracle, believe me. I'm bound to lose one, I reckon. And again, most modern bikes don't have ball bearings like this. They have a race bearing, so it's an all-in-one bearing that fits on, and you just slide it down the shaft and it's on. So again, you won't see many people doing this with ball bearings, but it works just as well, so why shouldn't you do it? Oh, I missed a gap there. Grease getting everywhere, but you've got to do it because you've got to make sure it's packed. Actually, I didn't count how many I've put in, which I should have been doing. So in theory I should have 19 left in the pot at the end of this. whether you go all round or not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. 14. 15. Lines are getting so slippery now I'm having trouble picking up the ball bearings. 16. 17. 18. And one in the middle. 19. Right, let me just clean my hands up and I'll show you, we'll have a look round, but at the moment I'm covered in grease so I can't pick the camera up. Oh, actually I've just found a nice clean bit of tissue next to me here. It's the only bit I've got left, so I should use that for my hands. So there's the bearings packed all the way round, and in theory at the moment I can pick that up. So I'm going to smear some grease around there, then I need to do grease up and down this tube, and we'll push it up in. Now it hasn't changed colour, that's the amount of grease I've got on there. So that is really well packed. So let's get over there and we'll slide this up in and see if they all fall out. Come on, I want you to go straight in. Yes, it has. Right, what I've done, I've got a couple of cable ties here. And I'm planning on cable tying this, which I should have done, made my big cable tie earlier, so it's not coming out, round here. And this is blooming hard doing this one-ended, I can tell you, because I am risking dropping all the ball bearings. Doesn't want to go anymore. Well, I have to say, that's in there, but it does want a bit more grease, I think. Yeah, it can drop down, but it does seem to be in there. I can't get any more, or can I? Yes, I can. Let's pull it right up now. Right, well that's in. You see all the grease squirting out there. So the next thing to do now is put that in there and do the same on the top. Then we've got to bolt it all up, but yeah, that's definitely in there. Nice. Right, I think I'll get a smear of grease in there. I might even put the top ones in and put the top shell on. I've been round and greased up, ready to drop the bearings in on the top section. So just the same as last time, we're just going to start at say 12 o'clock. Just start dropping them in. Need a bit of lag. Hold on. Otherwise we'll have the same problem that I won't be able to pick the bearings out of the pot. I'm already struggling to get hold of them because my hands are covered in grease. Let's keep them bunched together. I'm wondering now whether these actually really needed replacing, looking at the other bearings, but while I'm in here I might as well do them, then we know that the head's done. Oh, I'm struggling to get these bearings now. My hands are so covered in grease, it's unbelievable. And I'm just sitting them in the top, and then I'm going to use the tool. Well, I say tool, I'm going to use the little cap thing that goes over the top to push them home and seat them. That should sort all that out. I know I'm going to drop one in a minute. I've got to. So yeah, again it's 6 o'clock in the morning. Luckily I'm working from home today, so my commute is just going to be back indoors, so that's even better. So yes, neither night has gone since we did the bottom one. It's the day later. Right, 5 to go. And the thing is, it doesn't matter if the grease all oozes out or when we squash it all together, because that's what I want to do. I want to pack everything with as much grease as I can. Then when it oozes out, I'll rub the cloth round. It will make a lovely seal all the way round of grease, and then we should have none escaping. Right, 2 left, and I'm working around the camera here. I can't get to where I need to. Oh, hang on, we seem to be full up. Hang on. I need to work out, maybe I've got too many bearings. Hold on. Right, I've just counted and we've got 19 bearings in there, so they've obviously given us a couple of spares, which is good. So 1 spare, 1 for each one. Right, so on top of this, there's a big cap that goes on, which I had earlier, which is here. So the next bit to go on is the bit that the bearings sit into here. So we can, oh no, this has got T on it. Now, there's no marking on it, I just think that means, I don't know if you can see that, it's got the letter T. So this is obviously the top one. So we'll pop that on. Carefully push that home. Obviously a lot of grease come out there. Let's just give that a wipe round. Because that's better. Let's make that a lot better. Just trying to not get covered in grease at the minute. That's looking really nice now. That down there. Then we have this cap that goes over the top like so. And then we have the nut, which that little half moon wrench. Actually, let's have a tiny bit of grease on the thread. It's a very fine thread, so we want to make sure this goes on right, and it has. And then what we can do is start winding that home to pull everything up. Right, that's sort of got it fairly tight. If I can find my J spanner, which I saw last night, there it is. Oh, I can't remember what this is called now, but it's that. Again, I'll put some details at the end. And then that fits in there. Slowly does everything up. See, now at the moment I can hardly move the bearings, but what that means is the bearings are nice and tight and are okay. So I think I can now cut my cable tie that's holding everything on. Hopefully it won't all fall out. So that's off.